Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Think Retail. This is what Sir Tim Berners-Lee said when he founded the World Wide Web. The web is for everyone. And from day one at Google, we embrace this fully. Our founding mission at Google, as many of you are probably aware, was organizing the world's information and making it universally accessible and useful. We still strive to do that today. When we think about our products, they're useful, they are fast, they are free, and we develop them in collaboration with users, with organizations around the world, and with partners like yourselves. So we build for everyone, and that is still very much at the core of what we do at Google. We only have to go back to this page. Google Search. This is where it all started. And when we think about what might be coming next, this is probably not a bad place to still look. I get this question all the time. Many of you have asked me this question, actually. Are we done with search? Have we fixed search as a problem? The answer is absolutely not. I'm going to Henley Regatta tomorrow. And what's the biggest question when you go to Henley Regatta? Where are the toilets? I've never been. Is that going to be a problem? What to wear? No? What to wear to Henley Regatta is one of those very British establishments, what to wear. As a foreigner, you kind of freak out about it. So what if I type into Google and say, show me linen suits for under £500 that I can wear to Henley Regatta and pick up from a store today? What do you think comes up? Well, we show you some results. We show you some results for linen suits. We might even show you some results for under £500. But are we getting the dress code route for Henley Regatta? Are we showing the locations nearby where we can go and pick up that suit? We're actually being asked 4 or 5 individual questions in that query, and getting that right is incredibly difficult. So getting the right answer might actually never be possible. But we're improving fast, because if you think back and cast your mind back probably only about 5, 6 years, the majority of a search page was full of text and blue links. You type in a query for a product right now, you get images, you get social results, you get videos, and of course, you get shopping results, something we all have embraced fully. So despite this constant change and this constant evolving of search, we actually look at it and we think we're nowhere near close. The answers are getting more useful, and we're increasingly operating and trying to be an assistant for consumers' lives. We're allowing them to engage with us using Google Voice. We're allowing them to proactively get information from Google through Google Now. And if we quickly switch to the live demo, I will show you what we're working on at Google. So Google Now, I mentioned it. How do we move from a world where we reactively surface information when we get a query to a world where we proactively are surfacing information as and when it's most relevant to you as a user of a Google product? This is Google Now. Google Now ties in with my calendar, and it tells me that we're at Think Retail right now at 1 Marylebone. It shows me events coming up for the rest of the day. It also pulls in recent orders that I placed with Amazon. You can see here, a silly tartan wool flat cap is on its way to me right now. It shows me my parking location from this morning, in case I'm incredibly forgetful and forget where I put my car just around the corner. It shows updates on my share portfolio. It shows me the weather outside, and it even shows me the food options in the Google canteen in the nearest office today. That is Google Now, trying to become much more predictive in terms of the information that is relevant to me right now in this location. But we're also moving to a world where we become much more conversational. So I can do searches like, okay, Google, show me images of ice cream.
Check out these images of ice cream.
Okay, Google, How many calories does it have?
There are 207 calories in 100 grams of vanilla ice cream.
Did you notice I did not repeat the word ice cream? Google now understands and allows me to have a flowing conversation without repeating the topic, as if I'm talking to a human being. So we're evolving very fast, and if we go back to the slides, please. Behind this sits a lot of innovation, and behind it sits a lot of machine learning. Machine learning, we firmly believe, is the future of computing. What you see behind me is a board game called Go, the world's most complicated board game. A board game that a computer, AlphaGo, developed by DeepMind, recently cracked and actually for the first time beat the world champion in this game. Now, I won't go into the intricacies as how that computer came to that result. But what was interesting is that specialists in deep learning, deep machine learning, predicted this to probably take another decade or so to take place. Another decade. And it happened right now, only a few months ago. So you might be sitting there and thinking, that's all good and well, machine learning in gaming, we've seen it before. Machine learning in science fiction movies, we see that all the time. But it's here right now, and it's in products that you are using day to day. It's in voice search, as I just demoed to you. It's in products like Google Photos. This is a snapshot of my Google Photos, and it shows you images organized by location, but also organized by things and themes. Images on the beach, images of the sky, images of me in the desert. That's machine learning being able to pull out images from Google Photos and group them according to these themes. It shows images of dogs. And when we go deeper and search for images of dogs, this is the result. It pulls out all the dogs in history, in my Google Photos history, I should say, and makes them easily accessible to me. This also happens to be a timeline of my dating history in the UK. It starts with the dog I had with my girlfriend in 2013, who's no longer on the scene, and kind of ends in 2014. But that's not really the point. It's in useful day-to-day products like Gmail. In the Gmail app, we now give you smart reply functionality. We intelligently look at your email, and based on the content of that email, we'll give you 3 snappy replies to that email. One click of the button. I don't have any plans yet, or I just send them to you. Making it easy and useful for everybody. So I don't have to tell you that increasingly the way we access all this awesomeness on the internet is through our smartphone devices. I'm not going to bore you with loads of stats around it, but what is very evident is that we're living through a world, through a time, where we're very quickly moved from a world where we're discretely computing behind our desktop for fixed periods of time during the day to a world where we're continuously connected through our mobile device for short bursts throughout the day, incredibly frequently, 150 times a day if you like. And that causes a rapid change in consumer behavior. A shift in the way that consumers are engaging with Google and with retailers alike. And that is actually a true challenge for us to keep up with. It's difficult for Google and it's difficult for retailers. And the question that is on most people's minds every single day is, how the hell do I measure this? How the hell do I measure this new consumer behavior? And I'm incredibly excited that today, for the first time globally, I can share a piece of data with you that will help you close that gap. We already shared with many of you the impacts that mobile devices has across different devices. People starting on a mobile device and finishing a transaction on a desktop. We've already helped you close that gap. But now, we've been able to work with hundreds of retailers around the world using a product called Google Store Visits to also start closing the other gray area. And that's where users start on a mobile device, but finish in the offline world walking through the doors of one of your stores. And what we found is that for every single one purchase that happens on a mobile website as a result of a Google ad click, another 4 people walk into the physical store. That's a data point that every single one of you should be able to take back into your business and use to convert those non-believers in mobile and digital of the impact that digital has on the offline world. So with that, that was my big announcement, but we have another one later today. And I'm incredibly proud that during Jonathan Alfrenes's session after the break, for the first time in Google history, I believe, we will have a product launch here in the UK.